right. Hello and good afternoon, everyone. How are you all doing today? Thank you all so much for making the time to join today's session. Welcome to our weekly HGI showcase. And today we will be hosting Ruben from Murray State University. And we would be giving him the opportunity, I'll be giving him the opportunity to introduce himself. Um, Yeah, so I'll be giving him the opportunity to introduce himself, and you have the opportunity to ask questions. Yeah, at this point, over to you, Ruben.
Thank you. Thank you. And it is a pleasure to see or to be connected with Nigeria today and the west part of Africa. My name is Ruben Ricardo, and I am the Director for International Recruitment at Murray State University. I don't know if should I go ahead and start with the presentation or do
Yes,
you have anything
please.
else to say? And
Yeah,
are we able to see the slides?
yeah, of course. Please
Perfect. Sounds
proceed.
good. So it's good to be here with all of you. Welcome to Murray State University. Murray State University is a public institution in the United States. We are located in the state of Kentucky. You'll see a little bit in the map. We are very west of Kentucky, close to Illinois, close to Missouri, close to Tennessee. So it's a unique geographical location for the university. We are a public university, as I mentioned. We have about 10,000 student body, 10,000 students. We do have around 400 to 500 international students from a little over 50 different countries, and Ghana and Nigeria and Kenya are one of those. We have heavy student population from Africa. Um, these are the three main countries. Nigeria is probably the biggest population on campus with about 20 to 30 students from Nigeria. We have about 150 different programs. So I'm gonna try to mention some of those, but if I don't mention the one that you're looking for, I'll be happy to, or we can interact here through the webinar, and I can share information on that program that you're particularly looking into. Um, Murray State University has, as I said, about 150 different programs. We have different academic levels. We do have bachelor's degrees. We do have master's degrees, and we have a few doctoral degrees that you can be also thinking about. In terms of bachelor's degrees, I like to classify those in different families. For example, the first one very popular is the tech IT type of family programs. We do have computer science, we do have cybersecurity, information systems, telecommunications. Among other programs, we do have business as well, where students can see programs such as finance, management, marketing, business administration, economics, finance. I think I already mentioned it. We also have programs in engineering, such as mechanical, aerospace, electrical, civil engineering, and some other engineering technology programs. And we also have some other programs in the natural sciences, such as chemistry, nursing, biology, and some other variations of those programs in biology. For example, students looking to pre-med, pre-vet, pre-dentistry. And we also have the rest of the programs, as I would like to call them, where you will find programs in education, public administration, economic development, um, music, arts, performing, all those kind of programs. As I said, it's a very diverse portfolio. Psychology is one of those, philosophy, mathematics. So I normally tell the students, most likely the program you're looking for, we have it here in Murray State. These are the some introduction to the bachelor's degree programs. Let's just see what is into the master degree programs. We do have many of the disciplines that I just mentioned before. They have graduate programs such as biology, environmental science, chemistry, information systems, cybersecurity, mathematics. I kind of label some of those programs in the different classifications they have, such as the STEM one. because many students are looking for these type of programs for multiple different reasons. But one of them is, and some of the most important one is that in any STEM program, the United States government will give you the benefit of working in the United States somewhere between 1 and 3 years, 3 years for the STEM programs. So you don't only participate in academic education, but also in the practical life and in the workforce in the United States. So keep that in mind. In general, the admission requirements for these programs are a GPA. For bachelor's degree, the minimum GPA is 2.0 in the scale of 4. And for master's degrees, varies, but the minimum one is about 2.75 for the majority of them in the scale of 4. For Nigerian students, you do not have to provide English proficiency. We know that English is your primary language, primary and official language. So you do not have to provide any language requirement. Um, Also, there is something new this in the last couple semesters where we do not require GRE or GMAT for any of the graduate programs. There might be one or two exceptions, maybe with clinical psychology, but that will be probably the only one where we will not be requiring the GRE. This is new. This is something that we're trying to eliminate some of those bumps in the road for students to apply to or to be eligible for graduate programs as well. Um, Speaking of cost, speaking of what it costs to be at Murray State University, this is a general information or the cost of attendance, and this cost of attendance is per year. So tuition for bachelor's degree is about 15,677 per year, and for master's degree is about $7,500 per year as well. So the bank statement that you're gonna have to provide would be about 29,000 or $30,000 for bachelor's degrees and about 17,500 for master's degrees. And this is the document that we will need the bank statement to so that we can issue the I-20, which is the document that you will need to schedule your visa at the U.S. Embassy in Nigeria. We do have some scholarships. We do have graduate assistantships for master degrees, which cover full tuition, but we also have a set of scholarships for bachelor's degrees. We do have a very substantial transfer scholarship that will give you somewhere between $2,000 and $4,000 per year until you graduate, depending on your GPA. But we also have some other general scholarships for undergrad students as well, who who will have to apply to those once you submit your application. So keep those in mind. Some of those scholarships might vary from $500 all the way up to one or two or $3,000, depending, and you can apply to multiple of those. On top of that, you are able to work at the university as a student. You can work a maximum of 20 hours a week. And so scholarships plus job opportunities on campus that will alleviate some of the burdens of financial burden that you will face by coming into a university in the United States. Um, I'm not going to elaborate much on that, like, because as I said, you guys don't need to provide any language proficiency as long as you hold a Nigerian passport. I don't know if there are people from other countries here in this webinar, but if you hold a Nigerian passport, then we will waive the English proficiency to you. These are some of the services that we offer on campus. We do have the international office, which is the office that officially will guide you through the process, not only about the application, but your immigration status, how to apply for jobs, how to do OPT, which is the optional practical training. In other words, the work permit that you get once you graduate, but also how to face internships and what kind of paperwork you will need to do such. We do have career services as well, where we help you put together your resume. We do mock-in interview, and we also do job fairs twice a year, one each semester, where you will have the opportunity to apply for jobs in your area prior to graduation. We do have the wellness center, basically to take care of you. We have a clinic on campus and dining menus, so restaurants on campus as well. So it's basically a city within a city. The Murray city has about 20,000 people, and the university has about 10,000 students. So it's a small college town. We were just granted one of the as one of the best college towns in the United States. And also, it is important to keep the dates that you will be looking into application. The next incoming term is going to be fall. You will have until June 28th for master's and July 19th for bachelor's degree, but I advise for you guys to apply as soon as possible. April is a good month. It will give us time to process your application, and it will give you time as soon as you get the letter of admission and the I-20, so that you can apply for the visa at your local or the U.S. Embassy in Nigeria. Keep in mind that that one can take some time, so that's why we want for you to apply as soon as possible. The next after fall, then there is a spring 2027 intake, and these are as well the deadlines. Everything is open right now if you want to apply for fall 26, for spring 27, and even for fall 27. That is a rolling application that you can think about that. If fall is not the term, spring is already open for you. Um, this is overall what Murray State can offer to you. This is my email and my WhatsApp account. So any questions you have, we can start answering those right now. But if you go home and you forget that you have these questions, send me a WhatsApp or send me an email. I'll be happy to answer those. So with that being said, I will leave it there. I will leave this screen on so that you can have time to write down my number. But I'm open to questions.
All right. Thank you, Ruben, for that amazing and quick presentation. Yeah, very insightful one. Thank you. So for those of you who are online, if you have questions, you can put your questions on the Q&A box.
I
Um,
I can see
yes.
already a question there. Unfortunately, we don't have a PhD in environmental science. I
Yeah.
have a doctoral degree in English, and I have a doctoral degree in education. Those are the only two doctoral degrees that we have on campus. So if any questions, please write them on the chat. So I'm actually reading those. So I'll try to go in order answering those questions.
Okay, so yes, I do have a question for you. So
Absolutely.
yes, so in terms of does Murray State University have opportunities in terms of online programs or opportunities where students can actually do maybe a hybrid program where they can start online, then maybe come in person? Is that
So
opportunity available?
So yes, the answer to that will be that every program we have the majority of them is capable of being online. So let's say unless the program is, for example, I'm getting a question about chemistry. So chemistry is a difficult program to be online because you need to do labs, you need to do those kind of things that need to be in person. So if the program is not in that area, the majority of our programs, cybersecurity, computers, education, they can be online. So once again, the majority of our programs are capable, are have the capabilities to be online. So we do have, I'm gonna go here through the chat. What about chemistry postgraduate programs? We do have a master's degree in chemistry. And I'm going to, you need a minimum GPA of 2.75 for the master's degree in chemistry, and you need to, and you don't need any GRE. So as long as you do have the GPA and the financial statement or the financial support, I think you will qualify to be part of the master's program in chemistry. Some of the specialties in chemistry are pharmacy, are also they work closely with the oil companies. They also, as I said, pharmacy, oil companies, and then general chemistries and nanotech. I think they work in microplastics. I would have some research in microplastics. So I'll be happy to connect you with the faculty in chemistry if that's something you want to do. You said that you already have a master's degree in environmental quality management. Do you have another master's I can do? We do have 40 different master's degrees. Let me show you here. I think I have a list of some of the masters. These are some of the master's degree that most the international students look into agriculture. The beauty of the education in the United States is that many of these programs are multidisciplinary. So what that means is that you might have a bachelor's degree in education and you can apply for a master's degree in cybersecurity. We do have cases where I have a colleague myself. Let me just give you my example. I am a veterinarian. I'm a doctor in veterinary medicine, and I just completed my master's degree in education in cybersecurity. But I have a PhD in education. So see, I had the opportunity to explore multiple different fields, and you can definitely apply to a different master's degree than the one you have. If you apply for the same master's degree in I think you mentioned environmental quality management. Unfortunately, you will not be admitted if you apply for the same program, but you can explore others. Uh, um, I'm gonna go down. How funded can it be? If you are a graduate student and you are able to secure a graduate assistantship, your tuition will be covered. That's what it is. We don't have full rights unless you're an athlete. We are a Division I university, so if you play one of our disciplines and you are highly competitive, there might be substantial funding for you through the athletic department. But this would be something that we can explore separately. But as I said, there are no full rights. With us, there are significant financial help, but no full rights. Um, what is mobility alike for students who are on campus? For example, going to stores or airport, do you have buses? So the airport we used to travel is the airport in Nashville, Tennessee. So that's about an hour and a half away from here. So we do have shuttles. We do have that help students come for when they arrive. They have taxis on campus, but the town is so small that I ride my bike to my office. So it's very easy to move around. You can walk everywhere. From a foreign, I'm originally from another country, not from the US. I've been in the US for over 20 years, but um, in other countries outside of the US, we like to walk. We like to, like if you're from Europe, people walk a lot in Europe and in South America. So for you will be easy to navigate campus and the town because it's easy to walk and it's very affordable to find a bike around campus. So mobility is not going to be a problem. It's going to be if you want to go to another city, another town, then you can rent a car. There's always people moving around, or you can arrange like a carpools and stuff like that. All right, I'm gonna keep going down the chat. I don't see any other questions on the chat. Okay, what is the popular major for graduate for international students? There is no one major popular for international students. I would say a category that is popular for international students is STEM programs. So anything in science, anything in technology, anything in engineering, and anything in mathematics, then that would be something that the majority of the international students look for. However, I see that in Africa, for example, I can see a lot of students from Africa looking into education. I see a lot of students in Africa looking into public administration. I can also see students in Africa looking into nursing. Well, nursing is a STEM, but it's one of the most popular one for African students. And also, I can see a lot of African students looking into, I said education, public administration, economic development, nursing. There is another one that's slipping out of my mind, but those are the trend I see from students from Africa looking into Murray State. How is the graduate housing like in Murray State? So we do have housing on campus for every student. We have the capacity to host probably 99% of the students that come to Murray State. And let me explain it in very simple terms. Housing on campus is like when you go to another city and you find hotels. There is housing, affordable housing, where you share your room with another student, and then then you share a bathroom with another two students. So it's like a one bathroom in between two rooms. So there's four people share one bathroom. So that's the setup that is the most affordable one. If you feel you mom and dad can help you a little bit better, there are dorms where you can have your own room, private bathrooms, but that costs a little bit more. So there is a range of type of housings on campus that you can look into. Once again, the majority of students, like if you're like me, we're trying to find our way in this world. When I was a student, I was in housing with a couple roommates. Also, you can find the opportunity to rent an apartment outside of campus if you're over 21. If you're under 21, you have to live on campus the first year. But if you're over 21, I see students renting one apartment, two bedrooms, two in each room, and the rent here is very affordable. Like one two-bedroom apartment is about $700. So you can divide that by four, and then you can end up paying, I don't know, maybe $200 per rent if you share that with a couple students. So also hold a postgraduate diploma in environmental toxicology and public health with a, okay, can I apply for master's? Yeah, you can apply to any of those degrees. I mean, it seems like, as I said, you can apply even to a master's in cybersecurity or data analytics, because we really don't you don't have to have a background in that field to apply for a master's degree in that field. You can look into agriculture, biology, earth and environmental science. I will if I were you, I think out of those three degrees that you mentioned on agriculture, biology, and environmental science, I will go for number two and three because they are STEM, and you can work after graduation for about 3 years in the United States. Agriculture is not a STEM field, so that would be the only downside of that.
Hey, I think you've exhausted most of the questions on the chat. I do have a
Yep.
question for
Sure.
you. So can you tell us more about your campus culture? What should students be expecting when coming to Murray State University in terms of culture?
Like the culture as far as the life around
Yes.
campus
Yeah.
and in campus. So as a former international student, I think there is one nice thing about Murray State and some of the universities I have visited. So Murray State has student organizations. We have the main one that I can two main ones that I can share with you guys right now is we do have the ISO, which is the International Student Organization, which is an organization that provide a good environment for international students from everywhere, from Africa to South America to Asia. They get together, they travel together, they plan trips together, they cook together. It's basically a way for international students to arrive on campus, find a community, and then getting adjusted to the new environment. We also have the African organization where students from Africa decided to create their own one. They are not as big as the ISO, but students from Nigeria, Ghana, Egypt, Kenya, South Africa, the countries that are on campus, they get together. Maybe you want to cook your own food, type of food, those kind of things, different dances. We do have the International Week where you're able to show that. Now, outside of those organizations, there are many offices on campus that provide events throughout the year, sporting events. We are a very country agricultural area. So you will see rodeo, you will see the Kentucky Derby. I don't know if you heard of that, but there's a massive horse race event in the United States. So you'll see a lot of green, a lot of grass, a lot of it's very countryside. We have the lakes. We have a massive national park next to campus. So we have a lot of water, a lot of Lake Kentucky, Berkeley Lake, some a lot of things. If you like to be outside, this is probably the place you would like to do. It's not a big city. So there is not, you'll find a local bar, you'll find a couple local bars and stuff like that, but it's a very unique college environment. It's everything is about it's about everything orbits around the school and the traditions of the school. So if you like big cities and you want to visit a big city, the closest one is Nashville, Tennessee. It's about an hour and a half, an hour 45 minutes. A lot of things to do in Nashville: tourism, museum, music, party, all kind of sightseeing in the area. So that's kind of the life what it is around. Is the life in Murray is more school oriented. So it's a good environment to study.
Right. Thank you so much for that explanation. Yes. Okay, so I have another question. So students here in Nigeria, of course, we are mostly students here are mostly focused on academics. I would like to have an idea what qualities Moray State University would like to see in students beyond just academics. And this is not just for only undergrad, for both undergrad and graduate students. What other qualities do you think students should build on?
I think beyond academics, Murray is looking for a student who's a leader, who is having a plan, who wants to create in their fields. Is looking for students who have discipline. This is a major investment for all of you. So we don't only want the students to be in classes, but to be taking advantage of the tools that the school offered to students. For example, the career center. Make sure you go to the job fairs. Make sure you get to build your network. Make sure that the student is outgoing and is able to connect out there. I don't think that is a quality only for the United States, but for anywhere in the world. I mean, if I live in Nigeria, and if I wanna be there, if I wanna be able to succeed in Nigeria as an American, I wanna be connected. I wanna get to know the people. You wanna put yourself out there. So those type of qualities not only will help you professionally, but will help you to connect and to have a better experience at an American university.
All right. Thank you so much for that. I don't know if we have any other questions.
I will leave. I will. Here's my
Yeah.
email again. So that is WhatsApp is big here for us for the international student community. So I am on my WhatsApp 24/7, trying to help you guys. So send me a chat, send me an email or a WhatsApp message, and I'll be happy to start answering those questions for you.
Okay, thank you. I have Timothy said he has another question, which he's here to put on the chat.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so here's this question.
How's the
That's
weather,
very
right?
good. Yeah, I guess.
So today is April 2nd. So the spring started and I'm already wearing a little tiny thing. So the beauty, what I like, I'm also from a hot country. I'm from Colombia. So we are summer all the time. So I'm originally from
Nice.
Colombia. So I've lived in other places where the winter was longer. The winter gets cold. I mean, it gets cold about late November, and it's already warm at mid March. So we do have truly defined four seasons. So, however, the winter in January is very cold. You can see temperatures of minus 10 degrees Celsius, minus 15 degrees Celsius. Uh, However, the winter doesn't last too long. So by March, I'm already wearing a little tiny thing. So be prepared for that. Now it's gonna get hotter. It's gonna get in July, August. We can get up to 40 degrees Celsius. So very similar to. I was in Lagos a few years ago, so it was hot, which was nice for me. So you will find temperatures similar to your country here from now on, from April, May, June, July, August, September, and early October. Then it's gonna be hot. So you probably feel at home in these coming months, Emery. So
Mhm.
that's what the weather is like. We get a lot of rain too. So it rains sometimes. Uh, um, a lot of thunderstorms, and we do have occasional tornadoes. So I wanna make sure that you're aware of that. But I've been here 4 years in this area, and I've been in the Midwest for about almost 10 years. I never seen one, so hopefully you are as lucky as I am. So never seen a tornado before. So that's kind of the weather here in the Midwest, what it looks like in Kentucky. I like it. As I said, I like the fact that the winter is not too long.
Okay. Any follow-up questions about food?
So, are there much African food available? If you can cook, there'll be as much African food as you want because there is some areas where you can buy your own type of ingredients and you can cook. So
Okay.
there are not African restaurants around here. It's the African community is not as big. But as I said, the African organization they get together and they cook. You can probably go to Nashville, find ingredients, and bring them home and cook. Yeah. With the ongoing immigrant and non-immigrant visas restrictions, what advice do you have for international prospective candidates? So that's a good question. Um, Now you don't have to be worried about. I mean, in this setup right now with you guys, I'm only advocating for non-immigrant visas, which is the student visa, the F1, the J1. So in that regard, um, there is no concerns. The president, the government, this administration has said that they are welcoming international students. Uh, um, the only thing, my only advice, not to every international student, is be truthful in the application, be truthful with your documents, make sure you are completely honest when you're providing those documents and when you're filling out your application. That'll be the only advice. Hopefully your visa will be approved, but if your visa is denied, it's nothing personal to you. Let me put it this way: there are 1 million international students in the United States right now, give or take. And but millions of students apply to come to the United States. So the United States don't have the capacity to approve every visa. So maybe your opportunity, if your opportunity is not now, the opportunity by me next year, but will be next year. I have a good number of students who their visa got denied, and then they applied next semester and it was approved. So it has nothing to do with you. It might be the capacity or the visas that will be approved is limited. So keep that in mind, and once again, be honest in your application. That's the only thing I advise to you.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so just to provide a bit of a clarification to that question, even for you, Ruben. So yes, Nigeria is actually currently restricted in terms of visa, so that's why the
Yeah.
question is there. But of course, part of what we've been advising our students who are still looking at applying, getting a US education is to also look at online options, the option for hybrid
Mm.
campuses outside of the US and all of that. So those
Yeah.
are still other options that are available, and there's no restriction on in terms of applying for it. You can still go through the process. And of course, we do have what we call the national interest exemption, which might be available for students if they still want to go through the process, but it's still up to you as a student. So yeah, so just wanted to clarify and add that. There as well. Anyways, thank you so much, Ruben, for your time. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
taking time to answer all of the questions. And to our participants, thank you all so much for the questions. Thank you all for joining as well. Please, you can see Ruben's contacts. You can reach out to him if you have any more question. And with that, I would be bringing the session to an end. Thank you all
All
so
right.
very much
Thank you
and
all.
see you next week.
It's been